you've had a spiritual awakening and now you feel like you've been dropped back into the same world, but you're not the same person. I need you to hear this clearly. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You're not too sensitive. You're adjusting to a new level of perception while still living inside an old set of social rules. This is the part nobody prepares you for. The awakening itself might have felt like a breakthrough, a remembering, a door opening. But what comes after can feel like exile. You look around, and everyone is still chasing the same things, repeating the same conversations, numbing in the same ways, arguing over the same petty illusions. And your body can't pretend it's normal anymore. You can't unsee what you've seen. And because you can't unsee it, you start wondering how you're supposed to function here without shutting down, without isolating, without losing your mind, and without turning cold. Maybe you've tried talking about it, and people looked at you like you joined a cult, or they brushed it off, or they changed the subject, or they made a joke, and you walked away thinking, "So I'm alone in this." You're not alone. You're just in the phase where your inner reality has changed faster than your outer environment can mirror back to you. Here's the most practical way to understand what's happening. Awakening doesn't just change your beliefs. It changes your nervous system. It changes what your body can tolerate. It changes what feels safe. It changes your threshold for fake connection, forced small talk, shallow reassurance, and environments that run on low-grade stress. That's why life can feel harder after awakening, not easier. Because you're more aware, but you haven't built the new way of living yet. You're like someone who suddenly hears sound in higher frequencies. It's not that the world got worse, it's that you're perceiving more of it. So the real question isn't, how do I make people understand me? The real question is, how do I live my truth in a world that may never validate it without abandoning myself? Let's strip it down. There are 3 traps that make this phase painful. Trap 1 is over-explaining. You feel the gap between you and others, so you try to close it by talking more. You try to translate your awakening into words that will make people get it. And when they don't, you feel rejected. Then you either shut down or you go harder and end up exhausted. Trap 2 is spiritual isolation. You stop relating to people because you don't want to lower your vibration, or because everything feels dense, or because you don't want to be around unconscious patterns. But then your world shrinks, your nervous system gets more sensitive, and even simple life tasks start feeling heavy. Isolation can start looking like enlightenment, but it's often just overwhelm wearing a robe. Trap 3 is contempt. This is the quiet poison. You start seeing how asleep people are, how reactive, how shallow, how programmed, and you begin to feel above it all. That might feel like protection, but it hardens you, and a hardened heart is not awakening, it's armor. So how do you actually live after awakening in a world that doesn't understand you? You build a bridge. Not a bridge to convince people, a bridge inside you. A way to walk between worlds without splitting yourself. Step 1. Stabilize your nervous system before you try to find your purpose. I'm going to be blunt. If your nervous system is dysregulated, your awakening will feel like anxiety, paranoia, and loneliness. Not because the awakening is false, but because your body is running threat mode while your awareness is expanding. That combination is brutal. So you need a daily regulation practice that is so simple you can't talk yourself out of it. Here's one that works. Twice a day for 2 minutes, breathe out longer than you breathe in. Inhale through the nose for 4. Exhale through the mouth for 6. Let your shoulders drop on the exhale. Let the jaw unclench. Your job isn't to think positive. Your job is to tell your body, I am safe enough to be here. When you do this consistently, you stop interpreting everything as danger. You stop feeling like you're being judged in every room. You stop catastrophizing when someone doesn't text back. You stop spiraling into nobody understands me every time you feel different. The world gets easier, not because people change, but because you're not trying to navigate reality from a flooded state. Step 2. Stop demanding emotional intimacy from people who only have social intimacy. This is where most awakened people get hurt. They wake up, they feel everything deeper, and they assume their relationships should rise to meet them. But many people were never built for depth, not because they're bad, but because they've been trained away from it. They can do light conversations, they can do shared activities, they can do surface support, but they can't do soul-level honesty. And if you keep trying to get it from them, you'll keep getting disappointed. So make a clean distinction. Some people are daylight friends. Some people are depth friends. Daylight friends are fine. You can love them. You can laugh. You can share life. But you don't hand them your raw inner world and then act shocked when they drop it. This is not bitterness. This is discernment. Discernment is how you protect your sensitivity without turning into a hermit. Step 3. Create a translation layer. You don't have to speak in mystical language to be real. You can speak human. Instead of, I'm shedding timelines and my frequency is shifting, you can say, I've been going through a lot internally and I'm simplifying my life. Instead of, I can't be around dense energy, you can say, I get overwhelmed easily right now, so I'm choosing quieter environments. Instead of, I'm awakening and it's hard, you can say, I'm changing and I'm learning what's good for me. This is how you function in a 3D world without betraying yourself. You stop forcing people to understand your spiritual framework and you start communicating your needs in plain language. Your life gets smoother immediately. Step 4. Accept that your awakening is not a group project. This one is hard because part of you wants someone to witness it, to confirm it, to hold you. But the truth is, awakening is an inner event. It's between you and life. It's between you and your own conscience. It's between you and whatever you call the divine. If you need constant confirmation from others, you'll either get addicted to spiritual communities or you'll collapse every time someone doubts you. Neither is freedom. So you practice standing in your own knowing quietly, not loud, not defensive, quiet. You stop arguing for your reality. You start living it. Step 5. Build a life that can hold your sensitivity. Most people try to heal their sensitivity. Wrong move. Sensitivity is not the enemy. Lack of structure is the enemy. If you are sensitive and awakened, you need rhythms. You need fewer chaotic inputs. You need clean sleep. You need hydration. You need less doom scrolling. You need fewer energy-draining conversations. You need a home environment that feels like a sanctuary. You need breaks between social interactions. You need some form of creative output to move emotion through your system so it doesn't stagnate. This is how you stay sane. Not by becoming tougher, by becoming clearer. Step 6. Choose one place to belong on purpose. A lot of awakened people are waiting for the perfect community. Stop waiting. Choose one small space where you can be around humans without performing. It could be a class, a group, a community online, a local place you return to consistently. Your nervous system needs repeated safe exposure to people, not intense soul bonding with strangers. Repeated gentle contact. Belonging is not always instant resonance. Sometimes belonging is simply, I show up here and nobody punishes me for existing. Step 7. Stop treating your loneliness like a verdict. Loneliness after awakening is often a detox. You're withdrawing from counterfeit connection. The loneliness is the space where the old self can't follow you. It's uncomfortable because you're used to filling your life with noise, people, distraction, and roles. When those roles fall away, you meet yourself. But don't romanticize it. The goal is not to become alone forever. The goal is to stop abandoning yourself when you are alone, so you don't attach to the wrong people out of fear. Here's a direct practice. When you feel that loneliness hit, don't immediately reach for your phone. Don't go looking for proof that you're unwanted. Do this instead. Put a hand on your chest and speak the truth out loud. I feel alone right now. I feel different. I feel misunderstood. Then add this, and I'm still here with me. That second sentence changes your whole life because it ends the inner abandonment. Step 8. Understand the deeper pattern without using it to escape. Yes, there is a spiritual reality underneath this. As you awaken, you stop feeding old control loops. You stop leaking energy into roles that kept others comfortable. You stop participating in unconscious social contracts. And when you stop participating, people feel it. Some will try to pull you back. They'll call you dramatic. They'll say you've changed. They'll pressure you to be normal. This isn't always evil. Sometimes it's just their nervous system reacting to your boundary. Your clarity disrupts their pattern, so you stay calm. You don't fight. You don't preach. You don't shrink. You hold your line with kindness. You can say, I care about you and I'm doing what I need to do for my well-being. Then you repeat it. No long speeches, no essays, just calm repetition. Now, I want to speak to the person who feels like they can't function anymore, like they're too aware, like they can't work, can't socialize, can't pretend. Listen, you don't need to pretend, but you do need to ground. Awakening without grounding becomes floating, and floating becomes anxiety. Grounding is what turns awakening into a livable life. So anchor yourself in 3 simple things every day. 1. Body care, even if it's basic. 2. One practical task completed, even if it's small. 3. One moment of connection, even if it's gentle. That's it. You don't need to figure everything out. You need to stabilize and build. Because this is the truth. The world may never understand you, but you can still live a powerful, peaceful life inside it. You can still love people without agreeing with their reality. You can still function without betraying your soul. You can still build a life that matches who you've become. And the people who are meant for you will recognize you over time, not because you convince them, but because your energy becomes steady. Your presence becomes safe. Your life becomes clean. If this message landed, stay close to this channel. I'm here to translate spiritual awakening into real-life guidance for sensitive souls who feel alone, misunderstood, and overloaded. You don't need to be shamed to grow. You don't need to be fixed to belong. You just need the right support while you learn how to live as who you really are.